Festival of Valour. The festival, once a year, is a commemoration of the winter solstice. All the people of Longsaddle gather. The town shuts down. People from around come from different villages, from all over. It's a very well received festival. Races of all kinds, dwarves, elves, half-elves, gnomes, humans, halflings, come to this festival. There's a lot of jugglers, storytellers, drinking parties of foods of all kinds throughout Neverwinter. Ham, mutton, chickens, all kinds of cheeses spread out at the different booths within the festival. Beverages, different kinds of alcohol, dwarven, elvish, gnomish, human ale, elvish wine, and even orcish ale in the midst. Phoss Edgewise is on his way to journey to bring the ale that would represent his clan. It seems to be a bustling time at this festival. As he makes his way into the town, he can hear the great music of the minstrels playing. Pulling his cart with a keg of ale, he brings it past the guard at the town's edge. They stop him and ask, "Are you coming to the festival?" I see marked on that barrel, it says, ale from Mithril Hall.
Aye, lad.
Well,
We're bringing it to the festival.
You're going to bring it to the festival. Very good.
Aye.
In the area where the ales are, you'll see...
Over there, lad. That way.
Over there, halfway up, you'll see Balin Nosecatcher. He'll be over there running the table that the patrons are drinking.
Will you be attending the festival yourself, lad?
Well, we will in shifts. We have to, we guard our post here. And there's two guards there. You notice they're in leather armor, and they have a short sword and spear.
Come by and have a tankard of this and tell them it's on Phoss Edgewise.
Absolutely, we will come along when it's our turn to try some. Oh, by the way, are you going to enter your ale in the contest?
Oh, aye.
To see who has the best ale.
Well, don't we win it every year?
Well, from what we've heard, yes, but I heard that Ogle Nusenslout, the half-orc from Neverwinter, has brought up a very tasty ale this year.
We'll go toe-to-toe with that orcish ale any day of the 10 day.
That's what I'd like to hear. Enjoy the festival.
We'll see you inside.
Very good. Phoss makes his way past the guard, the town guard, and he makes his way towards the festival. And you can see several tables. You see women, children dancing. The music is playing, and it's loud, and you can hear the bards saying poems of valor and stories of winter. In the corner, you can see a group of these men in robes, and they're praying and they're chanting. But as you approach the festival, you are well received by this young woman. She comes running forward and she says, "Phoss! How are you?" And you recognize that it's Serial Polanyi. She's the one who orchestrates this whole festival.
She's a contact I've known from years prior doing this every year.
Yes,
so she's a friend, right?
Yes. How are you?
Hi,
it's good to see you.
So good to see you again.
Did she give you a great big hug, a bear hug, even though she's a short, young, gnomish girl with blonde hair, blue eyes, and she has a lovely red dress on with a fur collar, and she has glasses, and she says, "It is so good to see you." And you brought the best ale, I'd imagine, right?
We brought Mithril Hall's best again this year, alas.
Well, you'll be a shoo-in to win again.
Oh, there's no doubt about that.
Oh, did you hear that the mayor, Dalen, is going to be the tester this year of the ales? He's going to be the judge. He was fond of the Mithril Ale. I heard he does keep some in his storehouse.
I think all the most important folks in all of Faerun do as well.
Everybody keeps talking about this half-orc that brought some ale this year. It's gonna beat everybody this year.
Well, we'll have to see about that now, won't we?
Absolutely. They are putting ales out for everyone to test. So you probably should go over there and get it on the table, and I'll help you put it up there. And we probably should put some ales out to test.
Oh, definitely.
Along with the rest. We need to be fair.
Definitely.
With that, she brings you over to the table, and you can see there's the symbols of on next to these kegs of the orcish ale, and it's got a big axe with a skull crushing through it. That's the symbol. There's another ale, a keg there with a flower and an arrow, double-crossed arrows, and you recognize that as the symbols of the elven ale. And then you see another keg with a pirate ship. You recognize that the symbol of the humans ale from Luskan. Oh, well, the Luskan ale, that's like drinking seawater. I think they actually use seawater in that ale. Tastes salty. She helps you set up about 12 mugs of ale. You put them out, and then you keep the rest of the tankard there. She says, "Well, there's some lovely food. I'm sure you must be hungry."
I could eat some cereal any day, lass.
Well, there's some great mutton, and there's duck. There's some chicken. There's pork. There's all kinds of fruits, vegetables. It's nuts.
Phoss already has one of the kegs tapped, and he's pouring himself one. A huge tankard of the Mithril Ale. He has come to drink.
Okay, so this is a lovely ale that is cherished by most of the people in the valley. It's very pricey. More pricey. It's the priciest ale that most taverns keep throughout the big cities. Neverwinter, Waterdeep, Luskan. It's a very pricey ale. And for this town to get this ale once a year is a treat. Well, make yourself at home, and I'm sure when the mayor comes out, the taste testing will begin. But of course, enjoy the rest of the festival. There's so much to do here today.
I hear that Phoss is hired to do this to bring the ale to the festival because he can handle himself if any fucking bandits would attack.
Sure.
I don't see him being an ambassador. I see him being a poster child for drinking ale. If you get my drift.
He's good.
Right. Well, he brought. Okay. In the meantime, a juggler that comes out and he starts juggling, and the crowd gets in awe. And then a second one comes out and he starts flaming up. He's throwing up the batons and catching them, and then they're passing them back and forth, and the music gets louder. And at that moment, one of the baton flips and hits the table, and not the table where the ale is, but a table where this young man is sitting, and he's eating some fruit and some nuts and some cheese, and it lands right in front of him, and it starts to catch the table on fire. This baton, it lands right next to your plate and starts catching on fire, and the crowd is like, there's some young people next to you, and they start screaming, it's the table's on fire, and it's gonna destroy all the good food that's sitting at this table. And you're at this nice table where there's this beautiful spread of food. You're just sitting there, and this whole thing is like burning in front of you. What do you do?
Phoss is going to attempt to extinguish the flames by throwing his beer onto the baton that's on fire.
Okay, and the one of the jugglers comes running over, and he sees you start. No!
Phoss is going to try to snatch the baton up into the air and grasp it so that it doesn't burn anything.
Roll me a dexterity. Yes, that's right.
So, okay. Well, I rolled a 15 plus.
Okay, you grabbed it.
Yeah.
You get this flaming baton in your hand, and the juggler's going, hey! He wants you to throw it back at him.
Do you know what you're doing with this, lad? You almost burned down half the food!
Throw it!
I trust
and
him.
And you get a crowd, the kids are going, throw it!
Phoss gets a big toothy grin on his face, and he tosses the thing with like 3 or 4 somersaults to the juggler.
And he catches it, and he's like, yeah! And he's like, and he throws it back at you to catch it again.
Phoss catches the fucking baton and puts it out.
Okay. And the kids are going, no! What'd you do that for? All these little kids are crying. Oh, Mommy, he threw, he
Listen, one young Sonny Jim, it's not safe. I'm doing it for your own safety. This man clearly doesn't know what he's doing. He's trying to burn down half the festival, and we can't have this.
Come on, lad, won't you throw it back?
He tosses it to you.
And then he starts just juggling without lighting it up. And he looks down at
paper that way.
He looks down at Dawn, and he says, are you enjoying the juggling act?
This is an act?
Yeah, of course.
Who said that? Who said that?
You speaking to me?
Yeah, no, that dwarf just spoke to you, but I asked you how you enjoyed the act.
Oh, this is entertaining. I think I'm enjoying it here.
Well, what brought you to the festival?
Well, just looking for work. It's a small town. I figure there's some need. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well,
who's this young lad? Phoss Edgewise. Nice to meet you.
I am Donnell.
Are you talking to me? And the juggler's still juggling. And he looks at Phoss. Are you talking to me?
Excuse me, sir. I'm talking to this young human.
It's nice to meet you. My name's Eldon.
Eldon?
Yeah. Come on, catch it again. And he tosses one at you.
And at that moment, as he tosses it, I cast frostbite on the torch, and it just like freezes in the air and then drops down.
So he's this Eldon is this tall. He's probably about 6'2", very thin, very agile looking, tattered clothes, but you can see he's got a rope belt. He's got I mean, but the clothes, he tries to keep them clean. He's got this light blue shirt, and he's got pinstriped pants that are red and blue and yellow, and he's got blondish blue eyes, and he's got a scruffled beard, and he's like, come on, yeah, he's very jovial, and he's happy. He's just like very happy to be at the festival, and he's like he looks in dismay at his baton has just it's frozen.
Listen, son, I really don't think it's safe for you to be tossing that fire into it. You could have ruined a lot of good, hard work done by the festival goers.
We're all here to have fun.
Aye, son.
Maybe
There's a right way to do it and a wrong way to do it.
Oh, I see. Well, it looks like you're not having fun. And he looks at Dawn and he walks off. He collects all his batons and he walks off. And he kind of gives you a dirty look as he walks away.
Phoss has already gone to pour himself another.
As you go to pour a beer, you see the juggler walks towards the table to get himself a beer, and he says, "Do you believe that guy at the table? He didn't like my juggling. I don't get it. I'm one of the best jugglers around here, you know."
Let me ask you a question, Eldon.
Yes.
Did you intentionally set the table on fire?
No, I just missed the baton. You know, sometimes we don't catch them.
Does that happen often?
On occasion.
While it's on fire, with lots of people about?
Yeah, well,
children,
the kids like it.
I'm sure they do. Eldon, excuse me, have you tried one of Mithril Hall's best?
I'm actually fond of the Luskin Ale.
Aye, they make a good product, but have you tried Mithril Hall's best?
Well, wouldn't be. Maybe.
You've got one on me, son. If you haven't tried it, you need to put some past your lips.
Sure. I wouldn't give him one, though.
Phoss is already pouring a third.
Donnell, he walks up to this space. He said, and he kind of nudges his way in to the conversation. And says, have you tried any of that half-orcs ale? He's the talk of the town.
I mean to try it, lad. Definitely, for sure. But I've got to cleanse my palate first before I do. Have you tried one of Mithril Hall's best? And he hands you a third ale.
Seems to be all you speak of.
Why don't you give the Luskin Ale a try?
Oh,
that's what I'm drinking right now.
I plan to, Sonny, Jim. I plan to. Don't you worry about it. I'll be drinking all the beers by the time festival's in. I just got to get it started with my branding.
We'll make sure you save some for Dalen. He'll be judging the ales this year.
There's plenty for Dalen, my friends.
It doesn't seem like any of you have a chance against the half-orc. His brew is the strongest.
Well,
we'll see what happens.
Not that it matters to me. I still get paid for juggling, so that's what I'm here to do.
Just try to be a little bit more careful when you've got one of them set on fire and it's about to do a shitload of damage. That wouldn't do very much for your continued employment in the festival.
Mr. Dwarf, yes, I will be. And sir, please don't. How do I put this? Freeze my baton again?
Well, if you're going to let the place on fire, I think that maybe you need to pay me to follow you.
You're a bold one, aren't you? Well, enjoy the Festival of Valour. And he walks away, and he starts flipping the batons. And then the music gets louder. It starts again. There's a minstrel in the corner, and he's got this hat with a yellow flower sticking out of it, and he's got a small, neatly trimmed beard, silver, and he's an older gentleman, and he starts singing of the days of winter when the Neverwinter dwarves had fended off the city from the goblin and orcish attacks, and he's singing of their valor. And he then goes into this tune that starts to ramble on about the fishmongers of Waterdeep would fool the people with their bales of fish, that they sold them sour fish, which made the people ill. And this song is so depressing that he's singing, and the people are actually booing him. And Serial comes up and says, "Phoss, can you? What is he singing? It is terrible. It's bringing the whole mood of the crowd down. I have to go over there and talk to him. This is terrible." And she heads off in that direction. And the bard, it leans down, and he stops singing. He leans down to Serial, and she's waving him off the stage, and the people are booing him, and he's like, he gives her this dirty look, and he's shaking his head, and he throws his hat to the ground, and he walks by, he picks it back up, and he walks off to one of the food areas, and he sits down, and he grabs a piece of chicken, and he starts eating it, and he's shaking his head, and his face is so red. He's so upset. You can see it in his face.
And Donnell would walk up to him and maybe put a hand on his shoulder and say, "Friend, are you okay?"
He's biting his chicken, and he looks up. "Well, let me tell you, I'm not okay. I was singing songs that I learned as a young lad, and it wasn't appreciated around here."
Maybe they just wanted something a little more uplifting. Is that so hard to understand?
Well, I did sing an uplifting song. I was singing one, and then I decided to sing this one.
I understand that the artist is to be left to their own devices, but you need to understand that this is a festival of happiness, and you need to be bringing that to the people.
Well, I tried. Thanks for your concern.
And at that, I guess he would turn back and maybe look at Phoss and maybe give him like a shoulder shrug.
And Serial comes back.
I eat cereal every morning.
I had to pull him off the stage. It was terrible. Did you hear that?
I was busy pouring myself a nice, tall, cold one of Mithril Hall's best. What was that man saying that you disagreed with?
He seemed to be very upset that he was pulled from the stage. He seemed to be thinking.
I would be too, wouldn't you, lad?
He thought his song was appropriate. Other
I'm
people
sorry, I
did not.
didn't catch the meaning of the lyrics. I rarely do.
He said it was happy, but it did not seem happy.
It was terrible. It was depressing all the children, and I couldn't have that.
Oh, I understand. He did not agree.
Well, too bad. I mean, I'm in charge of the festival. Mayor Dalen has put me in charge, and I'm the one who pays him, and I'm not gonna stand for that.
I have a quick question for the DM. Is the festival like this every year?
Or is
The
this
festival,
Is it her drama every single year?
there's a little bit of drama, but not like this on this scale. There's you know,
rowdy.
maybe in the previous years, maybe a keg of ale got flipped over by accident, or
Because in my mind, Phoss has made this trip multiple years in a row.
he has in a row. Yes, he's made it multiple.
So he's sort of a regular to the festival.
Yeah.
And is this out of the ordinary of his experience at the festival?
Yes, this is different. The whole, and again, the size of this festival, it's probably about 10 or 12 booths, and there's, like I said, there was meats and food.
Fair amount of
and
people
ale.
travel to it from all over to go.
There's
to
a
it,
fair
right?
amount of absolutely. There's
Regional festival.
There's probably about maybe 300 or 400 people here, and it's a pretty good festival in the area. And again, she's like, he will not be one of my minstrels next year for sure.
Well, how unfortunate for him, but it is a very tight market, and you'll have no trouble replacing him.
Oh, absolutely.
Do you know any bards? He looks at
yes. Oh, talking to Bono. Yes.
Bono.
My cousin is a bard in Neverwinter, but I don't know if he's too fond of traveling.
Oh, why? What's his name? I might have heard of him. I travel all over with the ale.
Freysha.
Raisha.
He goes by Freysha. He's his
Familiar.
stage name. This is stage name.
You know how that type is.
Bards.
Bards. Clinks.
Wild folk. I don't approve much of it, but to each its own.
Aye, lad.
I prefer silence.
A man of few words. When he talks, then you know it's very important.
Or very powerful.
Well, I still have one more minstrel here, and I will have to go find her. She's at one of the tables. Excuse me. And
in the meantime, while we're waiting, Donnell will grab a couple of utensils from around and attempt a performance to see if he can tap in a rhythmic pattern to try to entertain.
Okay.
And he's gonna try to tap on different things around him.
Roll me a performance check. 15. So you're tapping this great rhythm. It sounds good for someone who's probably never done it too many times.
Not even really something I perform at or
Yeah.
perform.
And a few of the women and children stop listening. They're clapping their hands and they're like, "Wow, this guy's good. He's better than that guy over there." And the
Boss pulls out his pipe and starts to blow a little tune melody on it.
can I have a performance?
Yes, you may.
Thank you.
Boss rolled a 5.
So Donnell was playing this great little tune on his spoons and knife that he has in his hand, and all of a sudden this urchin screech comes through Boss's pipe, and all the kids are putting their hands on their ears. Mom! And the women are like, "Stop that!"
Boss stops immediately.
and one of the women just starts laughing. She's like, "Oh, I can't believe, I can't believe you tried that. It must be the ale."
After I've had a few.
Ah, I see.
I'm much
Well,
better after I've had it before I've had a few. You know, I'm to that keep precious into the night point of view.
At least you didn't take practice from that guy over there. And they point to Dane, the minstrel. And he's
Dane was
sitting
the
there.
minstrel that was disgraced, and he's all pissed off.
The disgraced minstrel. He's eating another piece of mutton as he's sitting there.
Imagine as I was entertaining, he was probably like looking over with us.
Oh, he was glaring.
He was glaring.
Yeah. He wasn't happy.
I just like he consulted me, and then like I entertained.
And then you're kind of running to the end of your little tap, and then the kids kind of circle around you, and they go, again, and the mothers are like, yes, please, and one of the kids pulls on Phoss and says, Mister, are you gonna blow that pipe again? Because we want to hear it. And there's like these two little ugly kids looking up at you, and they're like, you join in. So if you guys do, please give me a performance check. In the meantime, while you guys are doing that, the juggler starts coming through because he sees that you guys are getting most of the crowd.
Yeah.
And he starts coming through juggling.
Phoss rolled a little bit better at that time at 18 on performance.
17.
He made a better performance?
Yeah.
Yes. All right.
18 and a 17.
18 and a 17.
So that first time, Phoss was just getting warmed up.
Yeah.
He was like, oh,
so there's
good.
There's this there's this great relief that comes off of you. You're like, all right, I'm into this now.
He doesn't suck, all right?
And Donnell's like, yeah, all right, we got this going here, and you guys got this great tune going.
Phoss
And
plays a little tune on his pipe.
the crowd is surrounding you. This is something that has never been done before with utensils. Although the pipe is an instrument, but still the utensils are going, and the juggler's in the back of you guys, and he stops in midair, and he actually reaches down and he starts drinking some ale. He's actually grabbing a little ale from each of the different areas where the different 4 barrels are set up. He's trying them all.
Testing area.
He's just
going
trying
crazy
them all.
on testing area. Like
he's
on
in the
different
testing
sizes
area.
to get another test.
Yeah, he's trying it all, and then he goes back and he starts juggling behind you, and he makes his way out of the crowd, and he's over there just juggling in the corner, and he's laughing and he's looking at the other guy that's pouting. And he's just kind of laughing, and your tune is just going on, and then all of a sudden, you hear, enough! It's time. I am Mayor Donnell, and it's time for me to test the best ale in the area. And I would like to say, this festival never commences without the award-winning ale. So, it is up to me this year, again, as in previously is, to test the ale.
Donnell starts the applause.
And he says, it's a pleasure to see you all here. We've gathered the crowd. Gets bigger and bigger every year. He walks over to the table, and Serial kind of bows to him a little bit, even though he's not royalty. She's just like, yes, Mr. Mayor, here's the competitors this year. As you know,
we know which ale is his favorite.
As you know, the Dwarven Ale from Mithril Hall, from Mithril Hall, the former winner of last year and the year before, in the year before that. And then we have the Luskin Ale, and then we have the Elvish Ale, their take on an ale. even though it tastes, and she looks, and you can kind of, can I get a
Hell yeah.
perception out of everybody?
14 with the mod.
Yeah, you kind of hear her say,
19.
even though it kind of tastes like elven wine, she whisper. You can hear her whisper into the
About which one?
to the mare, to, the Elvish Ale. And then we have a newcomer to the table, the half orc ale. It's supposed to be very surprising, Mr. Dale. And all the crowd has formed around. All the men seem to come forward, and they're like, "Yeah, try the ales, Mr. Mayor." And he says, "Well, I will first try the Luskin Ale." And he spits it out. This tastes like moose piss. And he throws the mug on the ground. And he drinks the Elvish. This tastes like a barley type wine-ish ale. And he sniffs it again. And by the way, Dalen is this silver-haired man. He's rugged looking.
You said he is the mayor?
He's the mayor, yeah. He's
Does Phoss know him personally?
Phoss knows him, as you've seen him every year here. You have delivered, on occasion, a special brew for him. And
Phoss is just playing it cool in the background. He hasn't moved from where he was blowing on the pipe. He's just like, when he sees Dale, and he's like, what's up?
Dalen's in this. He's a rugged man. He's a silver-haired, rough-skinned, clean-shaven. He has from common to noble-ish type clothes on, and so yeah, he spat out the Luskin Ale, and he commented on the Elvish Ale that it tasted barley. It kind of tasted it had a barley wheat taste to it. And then
I hadn't tried that one yet.
He then drinks the half orc ale, and he's licking his chops. It has a very unique taste, and he puts it down. And then he takes the Mithril Hall, and he drinks
Hall's
it.
best.
The Mithril Hall ale, and he drinks it. And he drinks more of it.
Mithril Hall's best.
And he puts it down. And he says, I have to have another taste test here. I have to try. I'm sorry. And he looks at the representatives from Luskin and the representative from the Neverwinter Woods. He looks at the elven representative and he says, I'm very sorry. I'm not. These two do not make it. And now he grabs two other glasses. Mithril or this orcish ale? This orcish ale from the High Moor.
Donnell starts like a rhythmic clap.
He drinks down the half orc ale, and then he drinks the Mithril Hall ale. And then the two glasses come out of his hands, and he flops back to the ground. He loses his legs under him.
Phoss runs over immediately to check on him. Aelin!
As
He's in this
Donnell's
choking.
right behind you.
And
Give him some air! Everybody back! Fuck off! And he's like trying to.
He starts foaming at the mouth, and he falls back, and his eyes roll in his head, and he's on the ground.
Oh shit! What the fuck?
Donnell runs down and
Phoss is in shock.
Kneels down to just like seemingly to check his vitals, and it's no use.
And with that, give me a medicine check.
15 on the roll. Oh, plus 4, 19.
With that, you realize
I said, get the fuck back!
the crowd starts to form around.
Phoss is doing crowd control.
Cyril comes forward. Mr. Mir! And she's pounding on his chest. Mr. Mir! And with that, Donnell, you realize he's dead.
Yeah. I put my hand on her shoulder for condolence, but then I put my hand over his eyes and close them.
Cyril stands up and looking around, and her eyes come to Phoss, being the gnomish young lady who's on the same height level as Phoss, looks at you, and because you're a friend, something's not right here.
I agree, lass.
What
I think
happened?
someone's poisoned Dalen. Somebody's done him in. And that is a clear-cut case of poisoning.
And you know,
Have you ever seen the
Potentially-
man killed by a poison before? That's what it looks like.
no, I haven't.
Who
and
would-
I look at Phoss.
Who would have any reason to poison our mayor?
I don't know who would have a reason. And I look at Phoss again.
Phoss was a friend who would have a reason.
He drank your ale before this.
Was to say it was in the ale. I have just as much information as you. He may have ingested this poison last week.
And where's this half-orc?
Oh,
I got to admit, I've been drinking a tankard of half-orcish stuff, and it's very, very good.
I drank
The
some
half-
myself.
the half orc is you can see him. He's actually in the crowd. He came forward, and he's in concern for as well. His name
Someone's
is
poisoned my friend, and I am to find out who it was.
Well, I wouldn't say it wouldn't be the half-orc ale. I'll tell you that.
Who's to say it was the ale at all?
It's just curious that he drank.
I don't know. Did
that
anybody
ale?
see him?
He drank from the same ale as me, lad.
He drank your
They poured him a
Mithril
fresh tankard, didn't they not? Straight from the keg, the same keg that I've been drinking out of.
they poured ales from all the same kegs.
and it was
Different-
directly poured from the same keg that Phoss drank from, that we all drank from.
They all drank from and the orc. The same with the orcs. Every time they put a half dozen, they put a
Who's in
half.
charge of pouring the ales?
Donnell, using his knowledge of medicine, realized that Mayor Dalen has passed on.
Gods be damned.
Cyril questions Phoss, who would do this?
I have no idea who would want to do this. You would know better than I. Did he have any enemies?
He didn't have any enemies, as far as I know.
Donlin, it just got done closing his eyes from his passing. I imagine this is all kind of happening in sequence.
He saw the whole thing.
Yes, I saw the whole thing. Did you? I mean, we were all here. There's tons of witnesses here. This was not a.
We've all seen this happen, son.
Shortly, as you guys are chattering, a fat, burly man starts pushing people out of the crowd. And he comes, out of the way, out of the way. Let me in here. And you see this black bearded, balding man, and he comes through, and he's got this huge belly, and he's in studded leather armor, and he's got a big longsword at his waist and a dagger, and he pushes through. What happened?
Who's he talking to?
He looks at Cyril.
All of us?
Yeah, he's kind of looking at the crowd. What happened here? And Cyril says, he was doing the testing and he died.
Looked like poison to me.
How would you know?
Well, you've been around. You've seen people that die of poison in these times. You know what poison death looks like.
He steps back and he looks to the back gate. No one comes in and no one leaves the town.
Does Phoss know this gentleman?
You know this gentleman to be captain of the guard here.
So we give him our statement. We let the local authorities handle it.
There's 10 regular guards, and then there's 10 militia guards that they sign on, and he's the head guy.
But the moment that he said that, Donnell, he took a step up on a chair nearby.
Yeah.
To get a more like a view of the crowd. As that moment, he said that he looked at the crowd to see if there was anybody that was like standing out or acting weird or suspect of any kind.
Can you roll me a perception check?
In 16.
So when Donnell stands up in the chair
and observes the audience.
He sees the juggler still juggling in the corner where he was standing. And then you see in the distance where the bard is, he's not there anymore.
The one that was eating the chicken.
The one that was disgruntled.
Disgruntled.
Yes.
Okay.
And you see also some of the people at the tables are still at the booths are still conducting business. And so you see in the distance you do see the guards kind of doubling at the two gates. You see the like I said, there's the jewelry merchant is still selling jewelry and stones and oils, and you see the food vendor is still selling food. The bread vendor and cheese vendor is still selling.
But
we
don't see the bard.
But you don't see the bard. A lot of the people didn't come to the crowd because there was only a certain group of you guys that were in that area.
Donnell hops up and
most of the men kind of came to the area because it was the annual ale test, and that's what they all love.
And Donnell
looks at Donnell.
He pops up and runs past Phoss and slaps him on the shoulder and says, "You're with me."
Phoss was right behind. Phoss looked at Donnell. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? It was the bard.
And I'm just like nodding as I'm like running towards the past the guards, I guess. I don't know.
We've got to find that motherfucker before he gets away.
Okay, so you're trying to run through the crowd. So to the east would be
where I guess we would last saw him is where
you guys are kind of to you guys are kind of to the west in the crowd.
Okay.
Then in the middle of the fair, people were dancing and the congregation, and then to the east was where he was sitting and having his food, and then to the north and south are the gates.
Yeah, and so I think it's a roll of the dice of north or south.
Phoss is just grabbing the nearest passerby. Have you seen a bard that looks like? What did he look like again? Do you have a hat?
He had a blue hat with a yellow feather, blue pants with yellow stripes in it. Well, and this old man looks at you. Well, I saw somebody run by me.
Which way did he go?
I think he went south.
Don't know. I got a lead.
And yeah, Donnell was looking to the north, and I guess he heard that, and he said, "Let's go."
Okay. So trying to make your way through the crowd, I will need a acrobatics or an athletics check.
Sure.
There's there's still a good crowd. Remember, there's like 400 people here.
I'm gonna go to try to I guess try
19
to
on the
bounce my way through. 18 on the raw roll, 0 bonus.
Okay, so you're dodging your way. Donnell is kind of maneuvering his way through the crowd, as well as Phoss is jumping.
Phoss isn't jumping. Phoss is shoving people out of the way.
Pushing people out of the way. Yes.
I'm going high. You're going low.
Yep. Shoving people out of the way and running forward. I need a perception.
17.
17. You catch a glimpse of a man running down a southerly alleyway with a blue hat and a yellow feather sticking out of it. Yeah.
We run after him, dashing after him. We go.
Okay, as you're dashing after him, a stout woman is pushing a fruit cart, and it goes right in front of you. And I need an athletics check from both of you. Acrobatics. I'm sorry, acrobatics from both of you. As she almost trips you.
Reroll.
Cart.
Phoss isn't such the acrobatic type. He rolled an 8.
15.
15. Okay, you, as the big middle-aged woman with gray hair and big fat bosoms and a big fat bottom, she's pushing this cart and pushes this cart. It gets right in front of Phoss, and Phoss just trips right into it as she pushes it, and Donnell goes over it and kind of maneuvers himself to flip over it, and he lands on his 2 feet, and he can see that the man with the blue hat had ducked down one of the alleys as he flipped over it. Boss, you're on the ground, and the lady says, "What are you doing?"
Excuse me, lady. And then he tries to catch up and make his way around her and catch up to where Donnell is.
Pardon me. She yells, she says, "If you want fruit, all you have to do is ask."
Sorry, lady. Put it on my bill.
And she's shaking her head, and she pushes the cart. So you come, as you approach the alley, it seems darkened. It's a darkened alley as you approach it.
Phoss.
I want to cast light.
Phoss has dark vision.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll
as
cast
you cast light,
it emits from the top of my quarterstaff that I have out.
This alley ends. It's a stone alley. It goes about 50 feet, and it ends in a wall.
Phoss runs down the 50-foot alley to look around the corner. Just a dead end, or does it turn a corner?
It's a dead end.
Magic. This is magic.
Darnell looks up.
Where did they go? Will you look hard for this individual? Or any sort of
Investigation,
secret
please.
door he went.
Ah, not good.
No, not
5.
good.
5 with the mark.
I rolled a little bit better than that. 6. No, 7 with the mod. 7. 7.
Okay,
7. Need everything we can get.
Phoss and
I can
Donnell
count.
come to the end of the passageway and they're looking for where this person had went.
Boss looks up to see that maybe he had something he could climb with, or left any trace of himself climbing.
Looking up, Phoss realizes he sees at the dead end, he sees a foothold of stone.
Fuck.
And it looks like it's out of Foss's reach.
I'm not much of a climber.
I could give it a try.
Donnell, you need a boost.
Donnell, it's probably about 6 feet up the first. It looks like a handhold.
Oh, yes.
Have a look.
Yeah, a stone that's arching out a little bit.
So I just my hands and
Yep.
boost.
Okay, I'll need you to roll a strength check.
Oh, I got you covered.
Or an athletics or strength.
Yeah, that's a 20. He just tosses him.
Oh, yeah. And I got a 18 minus 1.
Okay, so you get the foothold and with the help of Phoss, you pull yourself up and you can see that foothold. There's a second one.
Now,
above
Foss
you.
tries to reach for the first foothold. He's going to try. He's not very tall.
I
He's
can
not,
maybe
but he
like
could
pull
probably-
you down, like pull my arm down and try to throw you up over.
Hey, mate, you got any rope?
I got you. I like rope. And I just lean down and like try to throw you up over. I guess that'd be athletics,
Okay.
or not athletics, or that'd be strength, right? Like raw strength.
No, go ahead and... Foss is going to try to climb too.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
I can assist.
You can reach down and grab
help,
and
help,
hold
help
19.
action. Help
That's
action.
a 19 on
a
athletics.
19. Okay, with Donnell's help, he
Damn it,
helps
I
you
wanted
pull
to
up to
use
the
help
first.
action.
Oh, oh.
All right.
Let me roll again.
No, just saying. I wanted this the one opportunity to ever use help.
I rolled higher because you
I
gave
know.
me because you
It's
gave
'cause
me
I
the
gave
health
you
action.
it's-
That roll, my
It
friend, was 23.
It was fate. It was fate.
So he helps me with advantage climb up.
With that, he pulls you up to the first foothold. He pulls you up to the first foothold.
Foss needs all the help he can get. Thank you.
And Donnell has you. He's got one hand on the second foothold, and he's pulling you up, helping you to the first foothold. And with that, now Donnell, you're holding the second foothold, and you can see the top of the wall.
Yeah.
You can pull yourself to the top.
Okay.
Okay. So with that, you pull yourself up to the top, and looking over the wall, you see another alley that goes forward and then turns to the right.
So it's obvious he went that way.
Yep.
We should go that way.
Come on.
Yeah, Foss is climbing up.
Boss is climbing, pulls him up.
Yeah. Yeah. With help.
He's at the top of the wall, and
We
the
can-
alleyway keeps going and turns to the right. So you guys would need to jump down off the wall and get to the ground, or climb down.
Yeah, I think Donnell could easily jump down from that.
It's
Yeah.
about 10
He's-
feet.
He's
Foss just kind of like
He's-
lets
he's
himself hang off the edge.
5'11", so
It's about 10 feet. You make your way down. The two adventurers continue to run forward another 50 yards, and it turns to the right, opens up again into the festival.
and we're back in the festival.
The street is crowded.
Now, yeah, and I'm just kind of scanning the crowd. Maybe he
Was
popped
it-
back in. And it's blue and yellow, blue and gold, goldish yellow.
Yes. Yep. Blue and yellow
Do we see
hat with goldish feather.
It's hard for a bard to blend in.
Need another perception.
Yeah, I'd love to. 15.
7.
As the two companions come out of this alleyway, it opens up into the festival. Phoss heads back towards the north as it opens to the festival. He sees and the crowd has formed around Dalen, the mayor. There are some merchants that are still at their booths, and there are a few small transactions that are happening. So Phoss, when you came out, you noticed to your right, you saw a door close about 20 yards away. Door to a house, which looks like a business as well. It looks like the back door of some kind of business with a house on an apartment on top.
And Frost knocks on the door he just saw shut.
And Donnell maybe runs around the corner. Is there a window that he can peek through?
As you run around the corner, you see that there is a window and there's a sign hanging from this business, and it says Mogel's Glass Blower.
And I'm just like,
It's a painted sign, and the front of it has very ornate stained glass and cut different colored glasses on the windows.
The window he's looking in still see the view of the door that I've just knocked on.
yeah, I kind of feel like maybe I saw Phoss going to knock, and I ran around the corner to peek over.
I'm gonna quickly whisper to him,
Yep.
keep your eye on this door, go around
Yeah.
to the front. Look in the window and the door, go around to the front. And Foss runs off around to the edge to try to head him off to the front door, and then looking for that blue and gold hat.
You make your way towards the front, Phoss, and
Uh-oh, we split the party. Fuck.
you both actually one's at the back door
Not
and
too
one's
far.
at the front door.
Yeah.
I thought Donnell though had made his way to the front.
Maybe the
Donnell
front
had
window.
looked in a window.
The front window. You went to the front
Oh.
window. Okay.
Yeah, but
Any window you can see.
Yeah, just because I was trying to peek
Okay.
in to see like.
You told me he was still in eye shot of the back door, so I ran around to the front, had him cover
Yep.
the back, and me run
Got
on
it.
the front.
All
We're
right,
just-
gotcha. Okay, all right. So you're looking through the window, and it's a stained glass window, and it's kind of hard to see any movement in there at all. It's not like a regular glass window where you could see through it, so it's kind of hard to see. On coming to the front, the same thing. It has some fancy glass, and there's no blues, yellows, golds, red, green, all in the windows, so it's hard
I'll
to
burst
see
through
in.
the front door since it's a business and it's probably open due to the festival.
You open the front door.
Comes through the front door and looks around for the bard.
As you go through, you see all these bottles, mugs, and ornate.
It's okay, I brought this one in with me. This is mine. This one.
Ornate ornaments and trinkets of glass that have been blowed by the glass blower.
Boss is momentarily distracted by the quality of the glass.
Okay, and it very
Boss,
impressive.
Boss has this glass tankard that he's quite proud of. He did to see it from here. This one to put in. Listen, this is my
I
birthday
believe
glass
was
tankard.
that the tankard you bought last year at the festival?
Did I buy this tankard in this very shop?
In this very
believe
shop.
I did.
Yes. Yeah.
Beautiful work.
You bought it in this very shop. Oh, in the shop,
So I know the shopkeeper. At least I remember.
You've met the shopkeeper. You've met the shopkeeper. Yes.
Have you seen a bard?
Well, in the shop, it seems that no one's in here.
Oh.
But there is a door. There is a door at the back end of the shop.
One door. I come into the shop. There's the shop.
You come into the door, and then there's a door at the back.
Boss does the pleasantries of society. And hello, is anyone here? I just helped myself into the back. I'm looking for a rogue bard. And he runs through the back door.
You run to that back door, and it seems kind of stuck.
Cold fuck. He tries to open it. He tries to.
Give me some strength. Give me a strength.
He doesn't want to do any damage though.
Okay, but give me a strength to open.
Donnell must see this struggle at that point.
Does he see me through the window?
Donnell sees some movement. You see movement through the window. Yes.
I probably would start to move my way.
That strength roll was a 12.
Okay, so are you coming through the front door? Or are you waiting at the back door? Where are you heading, Donnell? At the back. Okay.
He's waiting. He's looking. He's trying to see. We've got this place covered in and out unless.
So you said you rolled a 12?
Yeah, it's 12 on this.
Okay. You push on the door, and as you push, you start pushing and realizing as you look down, you see the body of Carmen, the glassblower, laying on the ground with a big lump on the back of his head and blood coming off the top of his head. And it looks like he had gotten hit, and that's why the door, he was laying down. That's why the door was hard to open. And there's to your as you're looking straight out this door, as you pushed it open, you see the back door, and you see the window.
Oh, I was successful in opening the door.
You were successful in opening the door,
so I can
and then
see
you
through.
then you see a second door. It's the back door, and then a side window where you can see some movement out there, which looks like a young man out there trying to peer through the window. And then to your left, you see a set of stairs that goes up, and you see a footprint.
I go through and open the back door.
From the blood going up the stairs.
Go through, open the back door, whistle to Donnell. Come on.
Here I come.
And bring him in, give him the rundown of what I saw, and we look it towards the stairs, and Phoss starts to run up the stairs.
Okay. So you let Phoss lets Donnell in through the back door, or through the front, or he signals to come through the front door.
No, I opened the back door. I'm sorry, I should have asked you if that was possible. I try to open the back door and let him in.
Gotcha. You do. You succeed.
Okay, I bring him in, give him the quick rundown, and I point towards the stair with the bloody footprint, and I say, "Come on!" and I start to run for the stair.
Okay.
And run up the stair.
You got. You both head up the stairs, and the stairs start to creak as you're going up, and it opens up into this. It opens up into this small hallway with a door on the left and a door on the right, and two stained glass windows at the end of the hallway.
Aye. Which one? Same time.
Same time.
Go to the one on the left.
And we go to like kick them in together at the same time. Just like we're like pretend heroics.
Phoss goes to the door on the left. Donnell goes to the door on the right. We open the doors at the same time.
Okay. The doors open. And you see two beds in each room, and two armoires, and two windows with stained glass, and both rooms have desks in them as well.
Where the fuck did he go?
go walk into my room and then check the armoire.
Okay, give me an investigation.
That is a 16 plus 3.
Okay, you open the armoire, and there's this finely ornate cloak hanging from it. Purple with gold and silver embroidered into it in the shapes of stars.
I look back and look around to see if there's anybody around.
Doesn't appear to be, except for Phoss in the opposite room.
Phoss looks under the bed.
There doesn't appear to be anyone under the bed.
Phoss opens his own armoire.
Give me an investigation.
12.
12. In this armoire, there seems to be a musical instrument. There's a lute leaning in the corner, and a rapier as well.
Creepy. That's how they say it down south. Phoss was not expecting to find these items. He was looking for the Bard. How did he elude us? He must have magic.
Yeah, and Donnell's like has, you know, he feels like he's in somebody else's business, so like he like would touch it, but he feels like he would disrespect that person.
Phoss already gave him the rundown that there's been foul play here and the owner is dead. The owner likely...
Was the owner dead?
The owner
I
down...
thought he was knocked out.
No, he was knocked out. He was bleeding from the top.
He was just knocked out.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I thought he was dead.
I wasn't gonna ransack
Carmen,
his place.
no, Carmen the glassblower was not
Carmen,
dead.
yeah.
He was just knocked out.
Phoss suddenly realizes maybe he wasn't dead after all and runs back down to try to tend to the shopkeeper.
There you go.
Okay.
Oh my god, I got it.
Can you... You're going to tend to him. Can you roll me a medicine check, please, Phoss?
Phoss rolled a natural 19 on that medicine check. Oh,
Okay, so you realize he has a bad bump on his head,
That's
and
right.
you can, with time, you can probably bring him around to.
Point of
to wake up.
order, I would have tended to him first, but I misunderstood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Right. Yeah. So you ran back down and you tended to him, and you broke out your medicine kit and you put some smelling salts to his nose and.
Well, I probably found the medicine in his house because
Right, yeah.
I don't carry a medicine kit. in my
Okay.
inventory.
All right. Donnell, what are you doing
I do
in that
have
room?
10 torches, however, for some strange reason.
Ah, okay.
I've got dark vision, I don't need those.
I'm continuing to look.
You're at
deeper
the
in
armoire?
room. Yeah, and I just wanted to look deeper in the room.
Okay. Investigation?
$20 with the mod.
Donnell, you see a small footprint by the corner, by the bed, by the corner of the bed.
And I imagine that I'm near the room, like the wall. I'm near the wall that I saw Phoss walk into.
Correct. Yes.
So I like,
Correct.
as I'm like looking at that, I take my opposite arm and like knock on the wall.
Phoss ran back downstairs to tend to the guy.
Oh, that's
I'm
right.
downstairs.
Oh, yeah. I guess I thought we were playing point of
Yeah,
order versus.
Right.
in
All
time.
right. Gotcha.
So okay.
I
He's
yell up to
downstairs.
Donnell. I yell up to Donnell what my position is and what I'm
Well,
doing.
and I guess maybe I'll rap on the floor then.
Okay.
You
Rap on the floor.
same kind of deal. And then maybe move.
Is that you rapping, son?
It is.
Can I hear him
It
if you
is I
yell
that
from
I am
that?
rapping.
Can I? We can hear each other if we yell, alright?
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah, you could if you yell down.
Yeah.
You know, yell down the stairs.
I'm not yelling back.
He doesn't respond when he's yelling.
And I move towards that footstep, I guess. But I did
Mhm.
rap, so I mean, like I was just notifying. He would have known that was him.
Yeah, well, I would have.
Yep.
I know it's him.
Yeah. And then I move towards like.
And I'm
the
yelling
stairs.
at him. I'm yelling at him. I've got the owner down here. I'm trying to get him back to.
And I'm
How
like
much is
walking
this?
slower and slower towards the step that I saw.
The owner's like starting to come through with
Yeah, I'm
what happened?
smelling my salts that I found
happened?
in his medicine cabinet.
I got hit, and I didn't even see who did it. I know your face. I've seen you before.
Phoss relays what he'd seen, how he'd been pursuing the
Yes, I know you. You bring that Dwarfish Ale every year. I've
Aye.
had it before.
Aye.
I got hit like a horse kicked me. The back of the head.
My new friend and I tracked him into here, but we can't find him in your home.
Donnell.
And
So,
I was slowly stepping towards the print that I saw. Last
The
week,
print is the print. It's very faint, and it's right near the bed.
And maybe Donnell kneels down and to look under the bed.
As he looks, he sees a man crouching under the bed with the blue pants and yellow stripes, and he's holding his hat, and he's crouching under the bed.
And I take my quarterstaff with the light in it, and I'm like poking under the bed.
Why were you chasing me?
Oh, he better be popping under that bed.
He's backing away. What are you chasing me for?
Get downstairs! Get downstairs now!
What did I do?
No talking now!
Phoss has got to hear this.
And I'm like, I got
He's
this.
coming
like,
up the stairs now.
I got this like.
Okay,
my
Phoss comes running up the stairs, and you see Donnell pointing his staff at this. He's pushed him out from under the bed, and this guy's like in the corner. What are you chasing me for? I didn't do anything.
Phoss has grappled the bard,
Grabs him
locked him
in a headlock. I didn't do anything. What is the problem here? Why were you chasing me?
Whose house are you in?
This is my uncle's house.
We'll see about that. And he brings him down the stairs in the headlock to show the shopkeeper.
As Donnell continues to point his quarterstaff with the light emitting from the end of it like it's a weapon, but there's nothing. Like it's just light.
It's just light.
He's all-
It's good for effects.
Yeah.
Okay.
Phoss shows the yellow golden bard to the
Common
shopkeeper.
yells, "What do you got my nephew in a headlock for?"
Phoss drops him.
And Donnell,
What
like,
happened? What? Why? Why would you put my nephew in a headlock?
Are we and now in the light? Are we identifying him as the same person still?
Yes, is this the bard?
This is the
Is this
bard.
still the same
This is-
person?
This
Okay.
is Dane the bard who got kicked off the stage.
Yep. Well, Then-
Why was I being chased? I was just coming home.
Whoa. You see,
Not my
My
home.
friend is-
I'm from Neverwinter, but I'm staying here with my uncle.
we thought you might know something. What would you know about the mayor? Do you know the mayor?
Yeah, he tests all He's the mayor of the town. Every year.
Aye, laddie, the tester. You know the tester.
Right. Well, he pronounces.
You wouldn't have any sort of motive to wish to do harm to the tester, would you, laddie?
I didn't do it.
I'm shining the light on him like it's like an investigation. Like,
I didn't do anything. I just left.
Inside check.
This is
Okay.
my quarterstaff boom.
21 on the inside check.
You feel he's telling the truth. He doesn't know anything about the mayor.
Phoss slowly relaxes his grip. I think he's telling the truth.
You think he's telling the truth.
I let him
Think.
slowly out of my death's grip and apologize profusely, lad. I'm so sorry. Seems to be a very large misunderstanding here. Feel free to bring home your own cask of Mithril best. On me. Sorry for your trouble.
By the way, what happened to the mayor?
By the way,
I think
you weren't there?
I saw the crowd go towards the mayor, but I thought it was just for the testing. I was leaving.
And then
That's not my thing.
I take my quarterstaff and I slap him across the face and I say, and then why did you leave?
I left because, hey, Commons, there's no need for violence. I left because they had no need for my services.
Why did you clock your uncle on the head, boy?
I didn't hit my uncle.
Why was he
Did you
unconscious?
see that he was knocked out?
No.
We saw you run in here. We found your uncle with a bump on his head. He was knocked out. We found you under the bed hiding. What did you expect us to think?
Well, I saw two guys chasing me, and I went by. I
You
walked
see
by
how
the
we
lady.
have this misunderstanding. Do I believe him?
I walked by the lady with the fruit cart, and then all of a sudden I see two guys chasing me, and naturally I ran.
Sorry, son. We're just looking for any leads possible on what happened to the mayor.
You're not 100% sure you believe him.
Really, I rolled really high on that inside check.
You did. You did really high, and
And then you led me to believe I believed him.
yeah. You
But I
believe
don't.
him, but you're 50.
But I still got a doubt.
Yeah.
Still got
Yeah,
doubts on this guy.
I didn't do it.
I look over at Donnell.
I
What do you think, lad?
I didn't do anything. I just left. So I don't know what happened to the mayor.
Do you
left.
believe him? Do you believe him, lad?
I guess I need to make my own. So insight, possibly.
Insight, yeah.
Yeah. And this is a 17 plus 4. That's a 21.
He rolled higher than me. For
Yeah,
sure.
he rolled higher. You believe him. You believe this young man.
We are wasting our time.
See anything, lad? Did
I
you
see
see anything else with the mayor? Did you have any clues as to what may have happened to him?
I saw him come out. I was eating my chicken leg, and I saw him come out, and he was made his speech, and he was testing the ales.
As he does.
And
every
I saw
year.
all the men, and some of the women
As it happens every year.
formed around him.
Then what did you see?
And
What?
I saw you, and I saw him near the mayor, and then I saw the juggler was behind the mayor, and he was just in the corner juggling. And I
But
saw
you
the
had
children.
something political to say about the map, did you not, son?
Well, my song was political.
Your song.
Yes, it was. It was political
exactly
about.
right. Exactly right. So you can
Right.
see how we got the wrong idea about you. Don't get it.
Well, it was political about the fishmongers over in Waterdeep. They poisoned the fish and killed the people. So it was a sad song, and I sang it.
And you are not looking to get any revenge?
You were also disgraced after you said it.
You did
I
appear
was
that way.
I was upset because I sang a song that I believed in.
We must be wasting our time here.
I think maybe we are.
This juggler, where can we find him?
I don't know. The last I saw him, he was standing in the corner behind the mayor where the tables of ale were. Oh, and I saw the half-orc he brought his own ale as well. I'm sorry, I can't help you. I mean, I could help you search.
Let's all go out into the square and keep our eyes open. See
This is a good idea.
Well, hold on. I need to
Hold on, wait.
need to retrieve my weapon then. He goes upstairs and he retrieves his rapier and his loot. And he comes down with a purple and silver cape on.
We're sorry for scaring you before, son, but you saw we got the wrong idea, yeah?
I understand. I understand.
Help us
Okay.
solve this mystery.
Yeah,
I
and
will.
and
I'd like to get to the bottom of it tonight.
Yeah.
By tonight.
Yeah. True, I forgot the time. The two festival companions paired up with the bard, and they make their way out of the glassblower's house back towards the festival. The trinket shopkeeper is closing up shop and packing up her wares, and the food vendors are starting to pack up. The crowd is still around the dead body of the mayor, Dalen.
Phoss is looking around to see if he notices anything. He's been to this city before a bunch of times in prior years, and he's looking around to see anything that out of the ordinary that jumps out at him that he hasn't recognized in years past.
Looking around this small town of Long Saddle, again, you notice the juggler in the corner just juggling away.
Found him, mate.
And
he
see-
is just juggling there?
He's over
Yeah,
there.
he's just in the corner, and he's juggling as he's watching the crowd. And you see Cyril crying, the sheriff captain, Devlin, standing over the body with two guards. The rest of the crowd he's telling them, disperse, go home, but don't leave don't leave. I will be coming around to question everyone.
Imagine Phoss has reservations already for a hotel.
You have a night at the inn.
And an inn. Right.
Yes.
Right. Have I checked in to the inn?
You didn't really have a
Have
chance. You
not-
got in.
right.
You
Well,
got into
a
town.
reservation. Right. And Phoss makes his way to the sheriff to express his condolences about the mayor. Sorry,
What can I do for you, Mr. Dwarf?
I'm sorry about what's happened here to our friend.
I understand. What has happened here is a crime, and whoever's done this will pay.
Aye.
Have you found anyone suspicious at all?
We've turned over a few leads, but turned nothing up. But we'll turn over what we can find and happy to share any knowledge that we ascertain.
I see.
You can deputize me if you want, but I will try to not take any of the credit for the call.
I would implore both of you and your friends to continue searching. Anything that could appear to have led to the demise of the mayor.
All over my friend Donnell and introduce him to the sheriff.
Donnell's like looking at the sheriff, but he's like looking past the sheriff. Like he's like looking at him, but he's like looking past him, and the juggler is like back
The
there.
juggler's just juggling and he's smiling.
He's just like looking past him, like, and the juggler's still juggling the fire, right?
Yep.
What do you think, Dane?
I don't know.
Do you use that instrument there as a spellcasting focus?
Yes, I do. I cast healing and
I like you, Dane.
I am Dane. That's my name.
I won't wear it out.
No, not at all. Where do you think we should start?
Phoss looks to Donnell.
Donnell looks at how far away is the bard or is the juggler from me?
He's about 60 feet away.
Phoss has not got that great intelligence stat.
Donnell looks across the crowd, sees the juggler across the crowd, puts his hand out, and casts frostbite on all of his torches.
As he's flipping the torches, the ice goes upon and extinguishes some of the flame, but leaves like this icy flame on the end of his batons. And he looks in your direction. Don't put out the batons. And he looks up. And he says, why would you put the batons out? And he picks one of them that fell on the ground. And he starts flipping them again. And with that, the batons ignite again. And his eyes start to glow red. And flame starts to burst out of his skin. And teeth start to come out of his eyes. And he says, what did you do that for? And with that, please roll initiative.
Holy fucking gods. Rolled a 3.
12. Everyone out.
What did you roll?
12.
12.
12 and a what? 3?
A 3.
That's
Jeez.
right. That's right. Phoss,
He-
3 on initiative. He's already had a few.
All these dwarves I play with.
Okay. All these tools. Okay. He's got the baton and he whips the fire baton at you. And let's see if he hits. All right. Does a 13 hit you?
It does.
It does. Okay. His fire baton goes flying at you. 3 points of damage.
Taken.
2 of them were blunt damage and 1 was fire damage.
Okay.
And it whizzed right by it caught you right in the shoulder and it left a little scorch mark And now it is your turn, Donnell. You see this beast that has become the juggler has become this flaming beast.
Mm-hmm. I will as I did that before, I will cast another frostbite back at him from the same distance.
Okay.
And con save.
A con save?
Yep.
Okay.
Said creature as I form a numbing frost.
And what is my number?
13.
13. Okay, he failed his
Okay.
save, so the icicles.
And he will take 4 points of damage.
Okay, Donnell, from his hands become cold around his fingers, and then he releases this frostbite off of his hands, and it hits the flaming creature square in the chest, and it freezes up part of his chest and douses some of the fire that's emanating from his chest.
No, maybe I'll move.
He's 60 yards away from you.
I'll maybe move towards Phoss a little bit because I'm not near him right now. But I may move around that way, still keeping distance. Maybe get to like about 50 feet.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry, Phoss. It is your turn.
How close is Phoss?
You were both within 60 feet away from the creature.
Phoss. He's never seen some shit like this before. But he grabs his trusty warhammer and takes off dashing towards the beast. And he can get 50 feet from it.
Okay. You're 50 feet from it.
No, he can move.
You're within
50 feet.
He move 50
50
feet.
feet.
You
Okay.
get within 10 feet from it.
So you are within 10
Running
feet.
at the thing 10 feet away with the warhammer.
Did you do anything else?
No, I think that's all I can do. That level 1 dash.
All right. That was the dash. Donnell?
Yep.
I'm sorry. How many points did you hit for?
He took 4 points of
4.
frost damage.
Okay. 4 frost. Okay. Okay. Okay, so with that,
Sorry, I forgot to ask what level we're at. 1, right?
level 1.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just making
With
sure.
with
Just
that,
making sure.
yeah. With that, the bard walks up to or approaches a little closer to Donnell, and a gleaming golden light comes off of his instrument, but the music comes towards you, and it feels like you're in this aura, and that damage you just took in your shoulder seems to heal as he heals you.
All points?
He
3
heals
points?
you for 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Back.
And now the creature throws a flaming baton at Phoss. A 14?
Does not hit.
A flaming baton goes by Phoss, and because of the creature couldn't judge, it went right over his head and landed behind him. And the creature moves forward, holding the last baton in his hand, and it's flaming. And he moves forward. And now it is Donnell's turn.
So yeah, he will. What's the space like? Where are we at?
You're in the. If you're looking at the picture here, you're in again, you're in the west,
Okay.
so you have he's off to the corner
So we're
here.
in the courtyard, like.
Yep, in the courtyard. Yep.
Are there any trees around or anything up high or anything?
There are not in this area,
Okay.
not in this side. There is a tree. There is a tree that is to the north and to the south.
Mm-hmm.
There's a small bush near him.
But there's
Just
no
a
like
small
large
bush.
large trees that are like
No
directly
large
near him.
No.
Okay. I probably will frostbite again.
Okay.
It seems to be effective, and then I might be trying to aim it at the torch, possibly, but I don't
Okay.
know that I have that being
Mhm.
new to this. I've only learned these spells not too long ago. I don't know. That
Right. Yeah. You were an
I'd be that
apprentice. So,
focused.
yeah.
Yeah. But yes, so 8, 11 to hit.
11 to hit.
Not great.
That's a miss.
Okay. Yep. So the frostbite may not have made it all the way. I'm still working on that spell.
Do you have a bonus action?
Do not that will help me.
Okay, so Donnell's frostbite went scorching by past Phoss, Edgewater, and Edgewise. Went past his shoulder, over his head, and missed the flaming creature in front of them. It is Phoss Edgewise's turn. Gotta get that
Phoss.
straight.
Phoss Edgewise is gonna run in with his warhammer raised. He's 10 feet from the beast, and he's gonna try to strike him. $22 to hit.
That hits.
Damage is 6 plus 5, 11.
11.
Phoss hits him with his warhammer. Two-handed strike with the warhammer.
Okay. And do you do anything for a bonus action?
I don't believe I have that capability.
Phoss Edgewise's hammer. He takes this big swing back, and he lunges forward with his swing, and it hits the creature, crushing one of its arms. The other arm has the baton still in it, the flaming baton. With that, the bard starts to sing a song. And he gives, being close to Donnell, he gives you some inspiration. He's inspiring you. He's singing this, not the song of the fishmongers, but the song of glory, the song of the Festival of Valour. The winter solstice has come and has brought a newness in the air. Winter is not death. Winter is just a beginning. And he sings a song. You feel a bardic inspiration.
All right.
Okay, and we are back to Monster. And with that, he strides forward to take an attack at Phoss with his one hand that's still good. And does a 13 hit you?
I've had beard hairs plucked out that hurt worse than that. No, it does not hit.
He misses. And he stands back holding his baton like a person would hold their shield. He's on the defensive. But yet he spits forward he breathes in and breathes out. $19. Does that hit you?
Yes.
Phoss, you take 6 points of fire damage that comes out of the breath of his mouth.
Oh, bloody fuck.
And Donnell, it is your turn. You see Phoss he's caught on fire. The creature had breathed this fire out of his mouth.
Mm-hmm. And he's actively on fire?
He's right now is on fire.
Alright, so I don't know. I feel like my focus is still on that, but I'm hoping that maybe I'm gonna cast a Ray of Frost, and I'm hoping that maybe in this, because is it a cone? Oh, jeez, an 18.
Hits.
So creature will take cold damage. 1d8 strike. 6.
6 points of damage.
6 cold damage, yes.
All right. With that, the beam comes from, or the streak comes off of Donnell and hits the beast, extinguishes more of the flame off of him, and it actually extinguished the baton in his hand as well.
Okay.
From the cold damage.
And then I guess I'm gonna move.
Does it extinguish Phoss?
Yeah.
It passes by. It passes by Phoss's shoulder and extinguishes the top of his shoulder, but the lower part of his body had gotten more damaged from the flame.
I wasn't expecting much out of that. And then I'll move closer. I probably will still keep range a little bit and maybe move into about 40 feet because it seems like Phoss has taken the tank.
Yep. Okay.
I can't.
So you move closer.
Are you? Does he look visibly harm?
He's on fire,
I
lad!
say he's on fire, but like, can he take being on fire?
Phoss is on fire.
Phoss is gonna stop, drop, and roll on his next turn.
Stop, dropping, and rolling.
He did take some damage from that creature. Phoss's turn.
Phoss stops, drops, and rolls on the ground with his movement. He then uses the rest of his movement to get back up. Does he put the flames out?
He puts the flames out.
He uses the rest of his movement to stand back up and try to strike at this thing.
Okay.
18 to hit.
That's a hit.
Fuck yeah. And another 11 damage. And then he yells, "This one holds fast!"
And with that, that creature explodes into a ball of flame. And it projects a 60-foot direction.
Holy
Oh,
fuck.
jeez.
Hitting anyone within that, and that would be all of you.
That would be us. We roll any sort of dex save.
Yes. I would need you guys to beat a 15 dex.
Fuck, I rolled a natural 1.
Jeez.
Failed the dex save.
7.
Probably
7.
going down on this one.
Oh, jeez.
And the bard, I'm sorry. Bard. Okay, the bard fails too. Everyone
Failed.
takes.
Do I take double damage from the
fails.
fire?
Everybody takes 5 points of damage.
Mm.
Beard. I try to put my beard out. It's on fire, so I find it out.
You're on fire.
How many damage points? 5?
5.
5 fire damage. Fuck.
And with
Okay.
that,
I'm
and
hitting
with
as hard as I can. Somebody better kill this fucker.
the creature
I'm ready.
moves forward and tries. Oh, I'm sorry. The bard sings a song again, and he heals Phoss from a distance. For you hear the words of the festival of the winter festival of valor, the solstice. You hear these words that ring through your ear, and
Alright,
you take back
boy.
3 points of healing.
To
Righteous.
Phoss.
Yep, to Phoss.
Yeah.
And the creature attacks Phoss with the baton that is now on fire again, and does a 14 hit you?
It does not.
It is Donnell's turn.
Duck out of the way.
Donnell is feeling like he's getting to a point where this might be the moment that he proves himself. He doesn't know that, but he's like, he has that feeling that this is why I came out here. This is why I'm here.
This particular moment brought you.
Well, this is I came out here to do some to work and
Right.
here's some work, and never casting this before. He's apprehensive, but then he pulls back and goes to cast a magic missile at this creature, causing, get ready for this, because this should be in direct hit, or it should be like a
Yeah, you ain't got to
no,
roll
Yeah,
for
no,
that
no,
one.
magic.
no roll.
No
So
roll.
you
Magic
got-
missile comes right at him.
7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13.
13 points of
13
damage.
points of damage as the
Fuck yeah.
3 glowing darts of magical force emit from Donnell's hands for the first time as an actual attack.
How do you want to do it?
These 3 darts come out in these white light forms, and they kind of spiral around each other, and then they go into this creature, and then I imagine that somehow interacting with the fire causes some kind of like glow explosion kind of thing that maybe, I don't know how it kills it from that point, but the magic missiles interacting with the fire and then causing some sort of explosion.
And with that, you kill the beast. Flame dissipates, and his life ends very abruptly.
I look
And the
over at-
people at the festival come up from crouching around. The ones that were left at the festival come up from crouching around the table and cheer the 2 young attendees of the festival for saving their town. And shortly, the sheriff comes along, patting you both on the back. Thank you. Thank you for killing this beast.
It must have been what killed the mayor, huh?
It seems like poison killed the mayor, though.
Aye, but this beast being here at the same time the mayor died.
maybe the same fluid that this creature uses to create its fire possibly was injected into an ale.
That's a possible assumption. Yes, I really have no idea. I mean, I'm sorry we couldn't have been more help to help you defeat that beast, but I've never seen anything like it.
That's all right. Donnell, Dane, and I took care of it.
Don't
worry.
I put my hand down low to give Phoss a lower fist bump.
As you go to give Phoss a lower fist bump, an arrow comes streaking by in between your hands and hits one of the tables.
What?
Roll a perception.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, 19.
Oh, 7.
Phoss, you look at that arrow looks of orcish make, and you hear yelling from the rooftop, "I wasn't gonna let you win. The orcs needed to win the ale contest this year. And damn it, the poison wasn't meant for the mayor, it was meant for you, you bloody dwarf."
Did that orc just say what I think he said?
That sounds like he did.
He's standing on a balcony in one of these houses, and he's reaching for another arrow to draw.
Phoss turns back, looking for cover to duck behind, and says, "You brew a fine beer. Let's see if you can kill a fine dwarf."
I tried to kill you, you damn bloody dwarf. Piss off! And he fires another arrow.
Phoss ducks behind cover.
And the arrow comes streaming past you.
Everybody get down!
And the people
Phoss
are
makes a
scattering.
huge-
They're scattering.
Phoss starts making a huge scene, as he's wont to do after he's had a few beers, and warns all of the public around the festival
They
that
scatter, and
is
he's on the top of this balcony, sitting up there, and he draws another arrow.
Can I cast anything?
You
At him?
both can make an action. Go ahead.
I'm gonna cast magic missile at him if I'm within range.
Okay. He's
If he's about
he's 70 yards away, but that's fine. That hits because that's 120, I believe.
Well, it's I think I only have 60-foot range on.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, 100. Yeah, you're right. You're 120.
Thought it was 120.
120.
Yeah.
Yes, it is on magic missile.
120 feet.
Yep, that's right. So I will do just that again. Feeling so accomplished from the last time. Not as great, but still decent. 12 total.
Okay.
As 3 more magic missiles emit from my hands in a swirling motion towards this half orc that is on the balcony.
He's on a balcony. Yeah.
Shooting.
Phoss. Any bonus action? Don't know.
Oh, I guess I.
Okay.
Not that I can. I can't.
All right.
I just cast a spell, so no.
Phoss, Edgewise.
the crossbow takes aim and tries to shoot the aggressor.
Sure. Go ahead.
Oh, natural 19 on the roll.
That is a hit.
Nice.
And how do you want to do this, Phoss? Phoss, Edgewise.
Boss
How do you want to do
Edgewise looks calmly at Donnell, walks over to the cart, picks up his trusty crossbow. Mildred takes aim and shoots a coral right between its eyes into its brain.
With that, the bow drops out of the orc's hand, and the orc leans back from the force of the crossbow, but yet
Where there's a crossbow in
leans
this
forward and flips over the balcony and lands on the ground. The crowd comes back up from hiding again. Are we safe?
Surreal says, "Are we safe?"
I walk past the sheriff, and with my quarterstaff, I kind of like tap him on the chest and say, "Looks like your problem is taken care of."
These two brave attendees to the Festival of Valour, I believe, have found the culprit who killed the mayor. It looks like the orcish jealousy of the dwarven ale was the motive behind all of this.
Takes a lot to beat Mithril Hall's best. Most of our competition rely to foul play.
It seems the orcs value profit over better ale.
Mithril Hall's best.
All this over some ale. Interesting. Not what I was expecting coming to Longsaddle.
Nor was I, young friend. Nor was I. Thank you.
I'm
Thank
glad
you
you
for helping
came.
us vanquish the evildoers of the day.
I'm glad you came to our festival. You immensely helped us.
I gotta say, their ale was quite good.
Well,
Seems a shame to resort to violence and foul play to try to win a stupid competition.
the sheriff says, being where I now am the proxy leader of this town, he grabs an orcish ale and he grabs a dwarven ale. He tastes the orcish ale. And he drinks the Mithril Hall.
Hall's best.
Mithril Hall has won again.
Aye!
Let the festival commence.
Here.
Here's
And
a
as-
round for Mithril Hall's best for everyone in the place.
And the people that are left come to rejoice and enjoy the rest of what's left of the day of the winter solstice,
Boy, I gotta piss.
the Festival of Valor.